chairperson, Ms. Ernestine McGee, to the honorable pastor, Mr. Warrington, to the guests, to the former teachers, students, the Rose Hill High School, to the Rose Hill Church family, visitors, and friends. We are elated to bring you words of welcome here today. We thank our dear Heavenly Father for this day. For we know we are going to have a joyous time that you are here. Your presence here brings to mind many happy thoughts. As we are well aware of the outstanding work you are doing, even though a vast amount of time has passed since our school days here at Rose Hill. So let's take time to appreciate this reward.
Amen.
The graduates of Rose Hill High School have produced a successful range of occupations. Among us today are preachers, doctors, lawyers, teachers, clerks, secretaries, nurses, and the list goes on and on. We can truly be proud of ourselves as well as one another. We are happy to welcome you. We feel that you have done so much to make your work known far and near. We know since you are working for the Master, you can't help but to succeed. All of which makes us all be happy to extend words of welcome to you on this timely occasion. We know you are proud of your work, and rightfully so, as you have farmed well under God. Hence, I hasten to extend you words of welcome. Let us ponder for a moment, if you please, and pose a few questions. First, what would the church be like without your services? Second, what would the communities be like without your helping hands? Third and last, what would we do without your inspiration from time to time? Now, permit me, if you please, to supply the answers to the foregoing questions. I have one answer, and that is we all deserve. As we think of all of that, we find ourselves almost helpless to select words adequate enough with which to welcome you. As I stand here and gaze upon you, a splendid picture comes to mind. I am made to think of a heavenly scene where angels are waiting upon our Lord. You are like angels, and the deeds you perform are deeds of angels. Continue the great work you are doing, and when it is yours to quit this way of life, you will hear words of welcome coming from him, who is by far more worthy than anyone who ever lived. We do not count you as strangers, but as friends. Yes, more than that. We count you as mighty men and women of God. To him, you are precious. To us, you are welcome. May God bless each of you. Thank you very much.
Schoolmates, former teachers of the Rose Hill School, visitors, and friends. First, there need to be some correction on the program. We would like for you to look on the back of your program. You see where it says notes. And this is the time to correct that. Place this information in your notes. When you received your financial report Friday night and banquet night, you noticed that a person's name, and maybe some of your names, were omitted. One person's name that I would like to tell you about, that is Mr. Theodore McGee. he did pay his money. He sent it in before July the 8th. So it was an oversight on our part. So we do want you to know we did do that. There was another person's name that is incorrect, and we called him Curtis Hodges, but I understand that his name is Curtis Hodges. So nobody's trying to get by. We're so happy to have all of you. Another error that we would like to get mentioned there, that Mr. Tom Moment was in the making of the Rose Hill School family. He informed us of that because he took over after the death of Mr. Charles Smith. Mr. Tom Moment finished the school term after his death, and he also was in the making of the agricultural department too. So we know that he did do that. If you will look at the bottom of your page where the historical record, 1867 to 1865, you see another person's name in the beans. Somebody was questioning us on that. Who is Elijah Baxter? Well, he's a person that he was a student teacher at the school at that particular time. So he was doing his student teaching there, so that's the reason why his name got called on the program. Other people who did not get a chance to put on the program, and I learned that today, Mrs. Emma Cochran was a teacher in Rose Hill School, and Mrs. McGee, Mrs. Betsy McGee, and Mrs. Jessica McGee also was a teacher in the school. So now, if we left anybody's name off, just take a pencil, write it on the back there. Next time, maybe we will get it. So now, another person's name we left off the list was, and I learned that last night, Mrs. George Cunningham, Mrs. Nanny Seal, Mr. Aaron McGill, and the Reverend Robert Thompson. So those are the persons, and like I said again, if you think of anybody, just write on the back of your sheet. They will be on our list. At this time, I'm going to do what I came up with before. Recognize those in the students. So we know that our school started in 1867 and ended 1965. So we're going to ask if we have anyone here who attended Rose Hill School between 1867 and 1920. If you did, please stand. 1867, we're not going to figure your age out. 1867, 1920. Okay, nobody did. They probably did, but they just didn't come. If you attended Rose Hill School in 1920, in the 20s, please stand. If you attended Rose Hill School in the 20s, there's one right back there, Mr. Tony. Mr. Tony. There's Mr. Monaco. Anybody else? Oh, yeah, we got some more. I don't know your name there, but we're so happy to have you. Your name is who? Curtis Monaco. Oh, yes, it's Curtis Monaco. Okay, good. In the 20s, good. Thank you. And, okay, there's another one, Mr. Robert Coney. Okay. Now, somebody who attended school in the 30s, 1930s, the 30s. 31, 34, 5, 1930. Okay. We're happy to have you. 1930. Okay, 40s. In the 40s. I'll stand now. 40s. We're so happy to have you. You may be seated. In the 50s. That's the young group. In the 50s. All right. So happy to have you. We have more than that. Then in the 60s, we know the high school was discontinued in 1959. sit down. Let's go. Okay, we're happy to have you. Just in case you miss somebody, we would like for all of the students that attended Rose Hill School to stand at this particular time, please. All of you. Thank you very much. We have some people that did not sit on the program, but I thought about it later on. And I'm going to ask them to stand because the school could not have gone on without them. We would like for the lunchroom workers to stand, please. I remember you in the lunchroom. Thank you. We could not get to school without some of us were able to ride the bus. So how many bus drivers do we have here today? Will you please stand? Bus drivers. Thank you. Now, these are the big people that we had to recognize. The trustees. How many trustees do we have here? If you were a trustee, stand up, please. Trustees are gone. Trustees can stand.
Was Mrs. Newton our first music teacher? That's another question.
I don't know whether it's a good time to ask that. Mr. Coney, you have Mrs. McEwen. If you want history of the facts, you just ask Sister McEwen and Mr. Coney. I called Mrs. Redfield. She said, you go back and ask this. Even though she taught him. She said, you ask Sister McEwen and Mr. Coney. Mr. Coney, was Mrs. Luke, a question that was asked, was Mrs. Luke the first music teacher?
No.
That's correct.
Mrs. Bertha Washington Redfield was the first music teacher that I met.
Those are the facts.
All right.
We love Mr. Coney there. We love Mr. McEwen there. We imitate. Know how you students are there for me. I know when they'll say something about you. At this time, we'd like for all of the teachers to please stand. If you have a part in Rose Hill School, please stand and let us see you. I'll stand. We're so happy to have you. Now, we're going.
We have a person we would like to make mention here today. A person that I've been knowing for a long time. This person is Mrs. Katie Pound Brown. Mrs. Katie Brown taught school in Pike County for many years. Mrs. Katie Pound Brown was my first teacher. In the early 1920s, she taught in a school, a one-room school just to my right out here. It was quite a large room, and when there was enough students, they partitioned it off with a partition in between. They pulled up a partition. That was the old one-room school where she started. And I would like for someone who is close to Miss Katie to come forward, please. Is Juanita Allen here? Is there any other Pounds here? McGee, will you accept? At this time, we would like to honor Miss Katie Browning with this symbol and hope that she will be able to serve many more years. She's very active, has been very active in the St. Paul Baptist Church in Fernwood. And I hope that she will have
to Mrs. McGee, the chairperson. Brother Swanigan, our pastor and pulpit guest, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to be here. I'm at this point. This is something I tried to this way. I'll show you what it is. It's Rose Hill School's big heart. But it has been broken. I couldn't get it fixed the way I wanted it, but look at this. Oh, it's this. But I'm here at this particular time to introduce the memorial services for these people who live at the school here. All these names now, they attended school here, but they are no more. Somebody asked me how I got these names. I've been at Rose Hill for a long time. Miss Katie Brown was my first teacher. I think that's all right. Can you hear? Okay. She regrets very much that she could not be present because she can't stay too long in one position. And she thought probably today, the program today would be too long for her. You know, this memorial list is made up of students, which means younger people. We had 2 persons on this list that were adults, you know, when they attended school here. Those 2 people were Mr. E.J. Simmons. He graduated from the 8th grade there at Rose Hill, and Mr. Coney's father, Mr. M.M. Coney, graduated from the 12th grade under the principalship of his son, Mr. Allen Coney. So those 2 have passed on, but other than that, this list consists of students. Now, I'm not too sure that it's complete, but to the best of my knowledge, I'm not by any means an encyclopedia, but I do remember quite a few things. But we have assembled in this house of worship today to offer tributes, our respect, to the students who have passed in this community and other communities who were at one time students at Rose Hill School. The presence of friends and neighbors speak for the high esteem and honor that they have for the ones who have gone to their eternal rest. To the surviving relatives, we bring hearts overflowing with sympathy and understanding. We think of the usefulness exemplified in the deceased members, and we unite our hearts in sincere gratitude. We owe an unpayable for which the rich heritage has left us in thought, in word, and in deed. We mourn the passing of our friends, but we rejoice in the companionship that we had with them through the years and the vivid memories of their lives. They are not dead. Who leaves us great heritage to remember? They still live in our hearts. In happiness we knew the dream that they shared. They still breathe in the lingering fragrance, wind blown from their favorite flowers. They still smile in the moonlight silver, and they laugh in the sunlight's sparkling gold. They still speak the echo of words we've heard many, many times. They still move in wavering grasses and in the dance of tossing branches. They are not dead. Their memory is warm in our hearts, and they comfort us in our sorrow. They are not apart from us. They are a part of us. For love is eternal, and those we love shall be with us throughout eternity. They were young, some of them in the 4th grade, on through high school, on through college. Let us trust that they so lived that when their summons came to join the innumerable caravan which moves to that mysterious realm where each shall take his chamber in the silent hall together, they went, not like the quarry slave at night, but sustained and soothed by an unfaltering trust, and approached their graves like one who wraps the drapery of his couch about them. And they lay down to pleasant dreams. The list includes these, and if I miss it, Miss Hurst said, write it on the back. You know, and then say, Miss McEwen, you forgot that. When you get old, you forget. I know what I did when I was 8th grade, but I can hardly remember what I did before I left home this morning. I don't know how that happened. But it happened. You know, you go to the refrigerator to get something. Don't know what you went to the refrigerator to get. I go back and do some other work, and after a while he comes to me, and he said, go back there and get that. That's pathetic. Mrs. Hurst, an old lady here at Rose Hill Missionary Baptist Church, said it's pleasant and it's generous and it's good to get on. She said, but it's mighty unhandy. So I agree with her. When Mr. Corner said, who went to school in the 20s? I forgot I went to school in the 20s. I sat down and said, now if I didn't own going in the 20s, when did I go? The list goes like this. Reggie Allen, see now, F.L. Andrews, Ruth Andrews, Daisy Brock, Alberta Brumfield, Claude Brumfield, Eddie Brumfield, Wilton Brumfield, Idella Brumfield, Latasha Brumfield, Charlene Yang, no, I'm sorry, Charles King, Ralph King, Collis Cocker, Adrien Castor, Cicero Castor, Dudley Castor, Freddie Castor, Harry Castor Sr., Gladys Castor, Roten Castor, Bernice Clemens, C.L. Clemens, Lindsay Clemens, Hilda Collins, Lois Coney, Lucy Coney, Rosa Coney, Mary Coney. Now this is not my sister-in-law Rosa now. This is another Rosa Coney. Mary Coney, Hilda Collins, Doris Conley, Eva Mae Conley, John H. Conley, Velma Conley, Berta Coney, Cleo Coney, Caldwell Coney, D.C. Coney, Dudley Coney, Eddie E. Coney, D.J. Coney, Donis Coney, Alton Coney, Joel Coney, Jesse Coney, and this is the lady, Jesse Coney. Now here's the man, Jesse Coney, M.M. Coney, Luther Coney, and Luther Valentine. You don't know him? It's a long time I didn't know what his name was. I want to put it on here and I said, I don't know anything but Val. And I had to call Miss Elizabeth Coney and she said, what is Val's name? She said, it's Luther. I said, well, Luther Coney. I don't know, I guess I put him on my list in school as Val. I don't know anything else other than that. Q.D. Coney, Oscar Coney Jr., W.T. Coney, Laverne Cook, Addison Crosby, Rosa Dillon, Henry Downs, J.C. Downs, J.W. Downs, Lynn.
What you done for me? What you done for me? Oh, Lord. I still remember. Oh, my Lordy. Oh, Lord. I still remember. I was burdened down. But I still remember. Yes, I do. What you done? What you done for me? Oh, my Lord. And I still remember. Oh, Lord. And I still remember. Oh, Lord. Lord, I still remember. Yes, I do. What you done? What you done for me? Listen, I was sick one day. Doctor said I wouldn't get me. Oh, you heal my body. Right now I can tell you. Oh, Lord. Lord, I still remember. Yes, I do. What you done? What you done for me? And I remember.
Lord.